Dad, Mom's upset.
Why?
She said you peed in the pool again.
Sweetheart, everybody pees in the pool.
Not from the deck, Dad.
But I don't think you're worth the trouble anymore.
Hey friends, welcome back to the Homestead. We're back out here at the pool, and I'm here with my beautiful wife, who is the master of all things pool and knows everything about it. Today we're gonna show you how we got the pool looking from this to this to this. So we had pretty much started with a bit of a mess this season when we tried to get the pool started. We didn't think it was going to be that difficult. We thought maybe, put a little bit of effort into it and it'll be done in a week and then we'll be swimming. But that wasn't really the case, was it?
No, I think we knew we were going to start with a mess. I just think that based on our experience keeping the chemicals and everything in check last year, that we thought it was going to be easier to get back to the place we wanted it to be.
So we didn't actually do all the things that we should have done last year to close the pool, right?
Right. No, we actually, technically didn't close the pool at all. Mm-hmm. What you're supposed to do is drain the pool about halfway, shock it twice, and then put the cover on and leave it covered up for the winter, and it's supposed to help maintain a certain level of
cleanliness
for the pool for the season. We tried to use our cover a couple of times during the pool season just to protect it from storms and things like that, and the thing was so daggum difficult.
It really was. It was hard to keep on. It was hard to get on, number one, but then once you got one side on, it would pull the other side off, and we found that if the pool wasn't exactly round, then the cover just wouldn't fit at all.
And you don't know that your pool isn't exactly round until you try to put the cover on.
Exactly. With that said, we just didn't attempt to cover it and ended up getting all kinds of...
I think what we said was, how bad could it be?
How bad could it be?
Really bad, guys. Really super bad.
So we have these huge trees in our backyard, and somehow every single leaf from the tree managed to find its way into the pool.
That's true. So we also did not... And we knew we should do this.
Yeah, it was one of those things where, I'll get to this tomorrow. I've got plenty of time. And
at some point, it's too far gone. So you're just like, whatever. But we did not detach our pump and store it properly. Now, it was the cheap, cruddy pump that comes with these pools, and it's not big enough for the pool, and it really doesn't work very well.
It was adequate as long as you kept giving it attention day after day.
So one of the things that had been on our radar all last season was that we ultimately wanted to upgrade our pump anyways, and at some point when things were not going well, I think we just decided we're already too far gone. We'll do something different when the season comes.
Yeah. And so the season came and it started warming up. The pump did have a crack in it. We repaired that crack for the most part, got it pumping water, but it just could not keep up with the amount of grime that was in the pool.
Yeah.
The first thing that we had to do was get all the leaves and sticks and debris out from the bottom of the pool. So we spent hours and hours from the deck scooping things out with our little pool net.
Yep.
And getting all or as much of the debris out as we possibly could. And that helped quite a bit. And then you dumped copious amounts of bleach and different...
let's say this. Our water, when we first started trying to reopen our pool, was extremely cloudy.
Yeah.
It was definitely a little bit green.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of stuff on the bottom. One of the things we noticed is that when we started cleaning the things off of the bottom of the pool, the cloudiness would get a lot worse.
Yeah.
So we were stirring something up and making a bigger problem.
And then that put a bigger strain on our pump and the filter, and it just made all kinds of things difficult. So we went ahead and we bit the bullet. We upgraded to a sand filter,
which wasn't easy. They were really hard to find. Seems like this was everybody's idea with COVID. So last year everybody wanted a pool. This year everybody wanted a sand filter for their pool. Hey, what's that?
We upgraded to the sand filter, and I installed a button for you so you could turn it on and off.
Which is perfect.
Yep.
It's great.
And that was a godsend. That was a great idea. Kudos to you.
I'll say that when we first got it, everything was so bad in the pool that I really wasn't sure that it was working or that it was going to work.
Yeah.
We were having to backwash and clean that pump.
Like 3 times a day, at least.
When it was really bad, every hour.
Yeah.
That's how bad it was.
It was a mess. So once we got the filter in, we got everything cleaned up off the bottom, we got the water pretty well clear, but then we would come out in the morning and we would see all this like yellow pollen stuff on the bottom.
And this is the stuff that when you tried to get it out, or when you tried to scoop it out, that it doesn't scoop out. It just
kind of like
disperses in the water and makes it a lot cloudier.
We would get in there and we would vacuum it out, and the next day the same exact thing would happen. And it was like over and over and over again.
But when we had our cheap little vacuum from Walmart that is just like a...
More of a leaf vacuum than anything else.
Yeah, it is. And it did well. It was slow, but it did well for the bigger debris that was on the bottom of the pool. But when every morning we'd go out and we'd see this fine yellow dust on the bottom of the pool. And it took a little while before we realized that it was actually coming through the bag. It was so fine that it wasn't being collected almost at all.
Yeah. So basically, think about it like this. We'd get all this stuff stirred up off the bottom. It would go through the filter, but then it was so fine that it was coming out of the sand filter and being pushed back into the pool.
Right.
And so
we weren't ever making any progress. Yeah. This is when we got a little bit creative.
Yep. And so we got a sock pantyhose, and we took one of the legs and we cut it off and we put it over the output into the pool, and we could really quickly see it collecting in there, so we knew it was working. But at this point, I think we remembered that a while back I bought a vacuum for our pool that I thought would work well and didn't. There's nothing a little duct tape can't fix out here in the sticks. Great. So I just took the inlet for one of the intake valves, and I married the hose up to it and then duct tape the snot out of it, and it actually works really well. Basically, there's 2 intake hoses, and we plugged it into one, we stopped up the other one, so all of the suction power would be coming through the vacuum. So instead of having a mesh bag, this sucked it right through the pump and out of the pool. As long as we would go really slow when we vacuumed the bottom and the sides of the pools, we were actually washing that stuff out. And if we were putting the water back into the pool, that sock or that piece of pantyhose was so important because it caught anything that wasn't caught by our filter or our pump. Right. And we found out it's called like mustard algae. This is mustard algae, and so this is like the bane of every pool owner's existence. Right. It's the worst, and we didn't know until about halfway through. The fix for mustard algae is catch it when it comes through the pump. So that was the sock or the pantyhose on the outflow of the pool. But also, you shock the pool, and then you vacuum the pool, and then you clean your pump, and then you just do it again and again and again. I'll say this too about the shock. We really love those Clorox products. They've worked really well for us. And last season they worked amazing. This season they're working amazing. Like, I can't say enough good things about them. But chlorine, shock, all of these things have been really hard to find. So one of the things that we did find was bottles of liquid chlorine. Gallon-sized bottles of liquid chlorine. Well, one night I was doing that research and I read that liquid chlorine is so much better for eliminating that mustard algae. We poured in a whole gallon. So it was way too much shock, way too much chlorine to actually be able to swim in. And we knew that. We'd have to wait a few days. And I tell you what, the next morning, that sucker was clear, and it was a game changer. After that, we started really moving in the right direction. It's that day that you come out and you look at the pool and it's clear all the way to the bottom. I'm winning. And you're like, hey, we're finally making progress. So it has definitely been a battle to get it to the point that it is now, where it's clear, the levels are proper and correct. Yeah. We started on this. I want to say that we really started working hard on it about a month ago. And about 2 weeks ago, we started swimming, even though the water was a little bit cloudy. The levels were right, it was sanitary, it was safe. But then we've only just now gotten it to where it is beautiful and clear, and I'm happy with it. And the mustard algae doesn't come back. It was coming back less and less and less, and now it's just gone. Knock wood, it's just gone. Yep. At this point, it's just maintaining, right? And so you use your little Clorox strips. Yeah, I love my Clorox strips. I love the app that comes with them because it just makes my life really easy. You just take the picture of the strip and it tells you what you need. Makes it super easy. The sand filter and pump is doing great. Wonderful. Now that we have it mostly clean, I think that thing is working so well. And we have to backwash it maybe once a week. It's not bad at all. We're really enjoying the simplicity of what that is. It's been really nice. So we are looking forward to an enjoyable summer with our pool once again. But yeah, that's how we got our pool from filthy, dirty, and terribly neglected to looking pristine and beautiful and like something you would want to jump in. So, well, thank you guys for watching. I think this is all the time that I am allotted today. Appreciate you guys watching. If you found this video informative or entertaining in any way, hit the thumbs up. Let us know that you liked it. And if you've not subscribed to our channel, feel free to subscribe, see more of what we have going on here on the Homestead. And the Homestead. Yeah. And we'll see you guys on the next video.